Aloha! Welcome to Keys to Success, which is live on the Think Tech live streaming network series weekly on Thursdays at 11 a.m. We are your hosts. My name is Danelia, D-A-N-E-L-I-A.
And I'm the other half of the duo, John Newman. Welcome to today's show.
The goal of this show is to provide professional and personal development tools and profound insights on how to achieve success in life, career, and/or business. Vanessa Perez, CEO of S3 Career Consulting, was our guest on our last show, and her words of wisdom can be accessed on Newman Consulting Services website, newmanconsultingservices.com, or our landing page, danelia.org.
Joining us today in the studio as our honored guest is Mr. Burton Richardson, founder and president of Jeet Kune Do Unlimited, abbreviated JKD Unlimited. Mahalo for joining us today.
Thank you.
Hi,
it's
Burton.
a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for being on our show. Good
What
to
are you
see
talking
you.
about?
Thank you.
Well, we only have a limited amount of time, so we want to get we want to give our viewers and listeners all of the time we have with you. They can have with you. All right, share with them, if you will, a little about JKD Unlimited and what prompted you to start the business.
Well, Jeet Kune Do was what Bruce Lee started. And it was not just a martial art, but it was also philosophy. It's really a philosophy of success, because Bruce Lee's whole idea was, how can we do this martial arts and make it as effective as possible? Only using what works, testing everything to see what really works, instead of everything being theoretical. And so taking that in the martial realm, the physical realm, and then changing that over and using the same principles, say, oh, if we can figure out how to make this work against someone who's trying to knock you out, right? Then you can take that in everyday life.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, really, martial arts is the art of overcoming obstacles.
Okay.
That's it. And what are we doing in everyday life?
Yes.
Overcoming obstacles.
That's it. That's what it's all about, right? So it's an art of constantly looking and trying to develop ourselves and figure out, what is it that we need to do? What kind of training? How can we develop ourselves physically in martial arts, and also, most importantly, mentally. To think better?
Okay.
Right.
So what you're saying is that the martial art is just not learning how to punch people, it's learning to think and digest situations and responding versus reacting.
That is correct. Responding instead of reacting. Reacting means they are in charge, because you're just reacting to what's happening. Responding is making an intelligent decision and choice depending on that situation, that obstacle that's presented.
All
Right, very relevant for this show. So we've got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
You're widely considered by the media, commentators, and other martial artists to be one of the world's leading proponents of functional self-defense. So what led you to actually get involved initially in martial arts?
I grew up in a place called Carson, California, which is a great place to grow up, because you grow up without blinders on. Because a lot of, like many places, a lot of really wonderful people, but then you have that certain percentage that are really bad.
Right.
And so I grew up, I got to see some bad things, and I unfortunately experienced some very horrific things myself. And so that really got me to, want to be able to defend myself.
Okay.
And so that's what really started it. And fortunately, as I went on, I had an opportunity to go to my instructors, who's my instructor now for a long time, for 30-some years, to his school, and I saw it, and it was just like, oh, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Well, it's interesting, because a lot of us have childhoods that were challenging, and you can either use that, you understand that determined your course in life, whether you use it for positive or whether you do it for negative.
Thanks.
Right?
Absolutely. The Darren Hardy says, our adversity is our advantage.
Yes.
If we use it for that, right?
Right.
We can also take our adversity and say, oh, I'm a victim, poor me, look at what happened to me. But you can also say, that made me stronger.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Okay, Burton, your devotion to the martial art is absolute, and your credentials are impeccable. What was the pivoting moment in your life to say that you wanted to make martial art your life's work? And what are your goals?
Okay, well, as far as making martial arts my life work, kind of interesting how it worked, because I was suffering from this thing called ulcerative colitis. So it's a very, very rigorous, terrible, makes you really sick digestive system. I didn't actually know what it was. And when I finished college, I went to USC, and I was a biology major and a writing and literature honors program. Finished that as well. And when I was finished, I was so sick. I mean, I was almost dead. And then a couple of my friends that were a year ahead of me were already in medical school, which was where I was headed. And they told me, this is so much harder. And I thought, you know what? Because the stress really took this. I said, I'm going to die. So I'm just going to take 1 year, and I'm going to do whatever I feel like, and that was martial arts. Well, 37 years later, still doing it. But yeah, so it's been it was a great thing. Somehow I was so rock bottom, and I was depressed. I was a mess, right? I was living in just abject poverty. I was living in a little camper trailer that was about the size of where we're sitting right now, just this table and all. Out of a dog and cat hospital in downtown LA. And I lived there for 5 years. I took care of the dogs and cats at night. And there was a time, I say this because it's relevant to people who are trying to make their way. I remember sitting there and thinking of my future one night after being there a couple years. I could not visualize a way out of that trailer. I thought I was going to be there the rest of my life. But fortunately, I had my mentor, Dan Inosanto, who was Bruce Lee's best friend and training partner, and just being around him, the positivity, and he got me reading books, reading Bruce Lee's philosophy, reading other people's success philosophy, and little by little, and chunk, and wow.
Yeah, that just tells you how important it is to have a great mentor.
Great mentors, and that word mentor, when I think of it, you know, there are so many people who can have mentors. I want to tell everybody out there, these two people have made such an incredible difference in my life and my wife's. No, just unbelievable. We were on this great path. We were having great fun, and we were doing this, right? Living in a nice place in Muay Thai. And they invited us up to their place one day, and it was great. And all of a sudden they said, okay, let's have a talk. And they opened our eyes. They showed us we were...
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. These people are wonderful, right?
Well, blessings and gratitude, because you are as well. And it takes good people, you know, and giving unconditionally, and having that attitude of, I like to be a person that gives.
That's what you
as
are.
much
You're both,
as I receive.
what you both are. And the other thing with mentors is you have to actually take what they say and do it. Because that was the hard part. Like, oh my gosh, you were there, right? We never thought of that, all right? But thanks to them, we're really well off.
Because most people look at philanthropy as, well, I want to have enough money to do things. No, it's about doing whatever you can do to help, and unconditional help, giving unconditionally. And that's what you do as well. So I don't want you to be so modest, because you and your family are beautiful, and you touch the lives of many.
That's the idea. We try to make people's lives better. That's it.
So you're the book author of several publications. You've been inducted into the Black Belt Magazine Hall of Fame and Inside Kung Fu Magazine Hall of Fame. You're also a Black Belt Magazine's 2015 Self-Defense Instructor of the Year. And you're also awarded the Best Right Choreography at the Action on Film Festival. So, you know, through all of this, but what are some, you talked a little bit about the challenges, but what are some of the challenges that you encountered in your quest to be the best you can be?
There are constant challenges. And again, back to that simple concept, if people can take away the art of overcoming obstacles, that's what, you know, the obstacles are coming. It doesn't matter, you know. It's like this, have you ever seen this thing where, here's my plan, I start here and I go to my goal. This is what actually happens.
You're exactly right.
Where is it going?
So true.
But we just have to keep going, you know, just keep going. I've had some health issues, which just autoimmune. I eat very well. I really take care of my body and this and that. But, you know, even with all that, bang, you know, I'm in the hospital last year for a long time. So, but we just have to just keep going and
have the faith.
have
it's going to be all right. Yes.
Because it's going to be all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. It's
That's
going to
right.
be all right.
Whatever's supposed to happen will happen. And through every adversity, as you said, you grow stronger. And as long as you don't let it bring you down. I mean, all of us have our moments where we just kind of lose that faith for a fraction of a second, but you've got to get that back. As soon as you recognize it, find somebody you can talk to, find a mentor who can bring you back to where you were so that you can keep on that path.
See, that's the discipline.
Yes.
When we talk about discipline in martial arts, a lot of
Yes.
times people think discipline is standing in a stance and not
Right.
moving. And
Right.
But discipline is the mental
That's
discipline. When you feel yourself going into the wrong thinking mode,
Yeah.
it's the discipline to say, oh, it's easy to just go feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
That's the easy thing to do.
Yes.
But you know, when like say in grappling or something, if somebody is sitting on your chest, mounted on you, that's not the time to go, oh, poor me,
Right.
what happened? Why didn't I don't deserve it? No, this is time to get to work and get out of
Yeah,
there.
that's right. So true.
That's
yeah.
what you
So
gotta
true.
do.
Absolutely.
And talking about mentors and mentorships, I want to ask you and to share with our audience who were some of the most influential figures that inspired you in the martial artistry. If you can share that with us,
Yes.
I'd appreciate it.
So Bruce Lee was one of my first people who inspired me. It turns out he was Kato in the Green Hornet way back when.
Right.
And I love that TV
Hey, that
show.
says
growing
how
up.
old we are because I remember that show.
Yeah, people are going, what are you talking about?
The millenniums, Green Hornet, right? What are you talking about? You know? It's like Batman and Robin.
Correct, right.
All right, all right.
I loved that show growing up, especially Kato. I didn't realize it was Bruce Lee until many, many, many years
He was
later.
masked. He had a mask on.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But then Dan Inosanto is really my main inspiration. And I must say I have so many instructors because I go and try to train with as many people as possible, and they all inspire me. But Dan Inosanto, here's a guy who there is nobody in the world that knows more about martial arts than him, like not even close. I study every single day. No one close, because he's been at it for 60 years or so, maybe actually more, like 70 years. And he is just such an incredibly dedicated to learning himself. He's constantly training and learning and taking private lessons himself. And he's 80 years old and he goes to somebody in their 30s to learn from them.
Wow.
And that's who he is.
That's humbleness and understanding that no matter how old you are, you're constantly learning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And behavior is taught.
Yeah.
Learning is taught.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to be humble enough to let someone teach you.
Yes, it's very easy when, like for example, when I first became an instructor, after a little while, it was like, oh, hey, I know what I'm doing now and this and that. And then you go through a little while and you go, oh, wait a second, maybe I don't know so much. And then I think it's really valuable to have that humility, because then you just constantly improve.
Right.
I understand.
So we're going to take a short break. This is Keys to Success on the Think Tech live streaming network series. We're talking with Burton Richardson, founder of JKD Unlimited, regarding Keys to Success. My name is Danelia, Danelia.
And I'm the other half of the duo, John Newman. We'll be back in a minute, so please stay tuned for more Keys to Success.
Aloha, this is Kirsten Baumgart-Turner. I host Sustainable Hawaii every Tuesday at noon on Think Tech Hawaii, live streamed at thinktechhawaii.com, and we also appear on Olelo. We would love to have you join us for many of the interesting Think Tech shows that we have, dealing with really important issues that impact all of us in Hawaii as well as nationally. On Sustainable Hawaii, I try to bring up the issues that are most pertinent to those of us on all of the islands, and also to help connect people. I'll give people a chance to look at what people are doing and see how they can plug in and get active.
Hi, I'm Tyler Sabota, and I was actually a guest host on Carl Campagna's Think Tech Hawaii show, Movers, Shakers, and Reformers. And I think you should tune in every Wednesday to find out more about what it is. That's all. Take care.
Welcome back. This is Keys to Success on the ThinkTech live streaming network series. We encourage you to call our hotline at 415-871-2474 to join our conversation, or tweet us at ThinkTechHI if you have any questions or comments. We've been talking with Burton Richardson, founder of JKD Unlimited. My name is Danelia, Danelia.
And I'm the other half of the duo, John Newman. Welcome back to the show. And I think my other half would like to ask you a question.
Yes, I would. So martial arts takes incredible focus. It's not just about fighting, it's about a lifestyle with many components. So how do you align your body, mind, and spirit to create inner peace?
Yeah, that is a great question, because for me, success, when we talk about success, it's really fulfillment, isn't it?
So true.
Right?
Well
It's
done.
not the car or the house or
That's
this,
so true.
it's the fulfillment. And so if we are on the right path and we're doing what we should be doing and we're helping other people, I think for most people you can get that fulfillment. And so through martial arts, at first you're learning, and it's a little bit selfish because it's all about you learning. And then when you become an instructor and you get to start sharing, or if you're a good training partner and you're helping someone that's a little behind you, now you're starting to give. And yeah, I just think it's really about doing the right thing, because we know when we start to do something that's really not right,
We know
we know.
Yeah, we know it in here.
We know it
It's so
inside,
true.
right?
Yeah.
So we have, that's one of the disciplines of martial arts, is
Yes.
doing the right thing.
Right.
Not just making the right move at the right time, but in everyday life, doing the right thing every single time. You never take the shortcut. You never go, oh, you know, no one's going to know. I'm just
Right.
going to do this. No, you say, you know, I will know.
Right.
So integrity is everything.
Integrity, because then internal integrity, what they say, integrity is doing the right thing when nobody else is around.
That's right.
Yes.
And so that's what we
So true.
strive to do,
Yeah.
so that you yourself can look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm happy with myself. And you know what? Body, mind, spirit, everything goes like this, and you feel fulfillment. You're
Yes.
content
Okay.
and
Yeah.
All right, well
Yeah.
done.
enjoy life.
Okay. Share with our viewers the differences in approach when you teach young children versus adults.
You know, the main difference, I'd say, is attention span. That's number one. Attention span.
Hey, don't we know it?
Yes, exactly. Don't we know it? Yes, we do. Being
Okay.
parents. But I would say that's the same main thing. So that's why I keep, when I'm teaching children, which I don't do too often, I do teach some kids. We do it very short periods. I have some of my students teach some kids classes as well, and they keep it shorter so that keep the attention span. But what's interesting is a lot of times, okay, the adults, you know, just in there, we grind it out and all. The kids, we have to make it fun for the kids.
Right.
Like, no, you have to make it fun for the adults too. You know how to shortcut discipline?
Yeah.
Make it fun.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right? Instead of willpower. Willpower is finite. You only have a certain reserve of willpower. Once you use that willpower up, poof, off you go. So if you keep it fun, so you don't have to keep dipping into that willpower, it makes it so much easier.
Okay.
When I was younger, I did not like running, jogging, right? And then the Walkman came out. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, how old are we?
Now
Wow,
you
the
tell me
Walkman
your
came
age.
out.
There you go again. Walkman.
There we go.
The Walkman came out.
They're like, what
is he talking about?
All of a sudden, running was fun. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can listen to music
Yeah,
while I'm running.
right. So true.
Okay.
So you've had the opportunity to work with some of the masters in martial arts, which you've already mentioned. What have you learned from the masters?
One common thread. Well, first of all, I'd say a very high standard of excellence.
Yes.
Very high standard. There's a reason it's like, wow, this is an incredible master.
Yeah.
They don't settle for pretty good or very good. They only settle with absolute excellence. And you know, we can't ever get perfection, but by striving and you know that thing, oh, that's good enough. No, not good enough. Never good enough. And so that is one thing. The second thing that I learned that they all have in common is courage. They're really courageous. And courage, as we know, is just acting, doing what we should do when we're afraid. And again, John and Danelia really helped us have our mindset, and when we were able to buy a second house to do a rental property, that was scary.
Yes.
But I I took your advice, and then I went in and I thought like some of the great masters I've trained with. I think, you know what? They would just step in and do it.
Right.
You have to just step in and do it, and then
And
you're
trust
going to flow.
that it's going to be okay. Yes.
You're going to figure it out. They're going to be
Yeah.
challenged, but you will figure it out.
It's interesting because fear stops us from moving forward in life so much, and we're allowing ourselves, and we all experience it at one time. I mean, some of us experience constant fear, but you know, you really have to mentally, that's why it's so important to key in mentally with your heart, your spirit, your mind, to overcome that fear and just trust that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, so back to courage, exactly.
Yes.
Courage overcoming fear.
Yeah.
And one thing when things go bad, because things go bad,
Yeah.
right, is it's very important to understand the difference between disappointment and discouragement.
Correct.
Disappointment means, oh, I feel bad. I wish that would have happened. That it didn't.
Right.
I'm disappointed. Okay,
Right.
you can be disappointed. Discouragement is when you allow yourself to lose courage, discourage.
Yes.
And you need courage to go forward. So we cannot allow ourselves to get discouraged.
Yes.
Disappointed? Okay.
And what
But
you're
not
saying is
discouraged.
allow.
Yeah.
You have to do it. And that's why that when you talked about the absolute devotion, it has to be there.
Right.
No matter what. You can't allow yourself to back up and to regress if you know it's right and what you need to do.
And that's what we teach with our students in class too. You know, some of them have come from all walks of life, really had some hard times. We really work with them to get through that mentally and to start believing in themselves and believing that it's going to be okay. It's interesting to see what happens when things start changing for them. Then there's a whole different level of fear, like, oh my gosh, this stuff works. Now, how am I going to deal with it? It's working.
Right. And it goes back to the whole adage, be careful what you ask for,
That's right.
you might get it.
Yeah,
So
it's interesting.
we have a signature question that we ask all of our guests when they come on, and you pretty much touched on it, but I'd like you to go back to it, if you would. Share with us your three the top success habits, if you will.
Success habits. One, I would say, do it now. I have that thing running in my head because we always want to put things off.
Yes.
It's do it now. Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, please.
Sure.
Sarah and I decided years ago we're going to go through Tony Robbins'
Oh,
course.
right.
I had done it before, right? We've all done this, right? And so we said, okay, we're going to do it. So we start listening every morning. We're listening, and somehow, guess what happened? One day we didn't. That turned into a week. It turned into a few months, 6 months. So we said, okay, we're going on a trip. We're going to be in the car. I'm taking the tapes. All right. So we've been putting it off.
Right.
I get in the car. I put in the tape, in the next CD. We put it in, and Tony goes, "Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about procrastination."
It's like it was meant for you to hear that. Absolutely. I know, it's so true.
Yeah, so do
So
it
true.
now.
Yes.
That would be the first thing. And then a little bit every day.
Yes.
Just keep at it. Just keep chipping away at it, chipping
Yeah.
away at it, chipping away at it. We have a tendency to go, okay, I'm going to get in shape.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and lose 20 pounds today.
Right.
Right? No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
right?
that's
We just
right.
have to keep chipping away at it.
It's called
Consistency.
commitment, right? Commitment.
Commitment.
And
Yeah.
thirdly,
Thirdly, have fun.
Yeah.
You have to make it as fun as possible because, you know, we're here having fun.
Yeah.
We can go through life with this, like, I got to do that. Come on, do whatever you can to make it enjoyable
Yeah.
because life is, you know, long.
Yes,
They
it
say life
is.
is short. Life is
That's
long.
long.
Right? It's the longest thing we know.
if it's short if you just want to sit in that chair. I mean, for those who say it's short, aren't getting up, moving around, doing what they need to do
This
to
is
enjoy their
really
life.
true. But
Okay.
yeah, enjoy it. Have fun with it.
Well, you know, it's interesting because, you know, we've mentioned John and I have been married for many, many years, 34 years.
Many years?
Many,
Right.
many years.
Congratulations.
And, you know, one of the things that we really, you know, we've talked about the fact that we just really enjoy each other. We laugh a lot. I mean, we really have a good time with each other. And so, you know, I truly believe that's one of the reasons why we are where we are, because just like you said, you have to have fun along the way. Life is meant to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
It is.
And people
Really
tend
true.
to think that life, they have a false sense of what life really is. There's no such thing as perfection. You know, we have to argue, we have to yell a little. We have to.
We do have to.
We have to get. That's why. I mean, when you punch, you exhale, right? We have to do that every now and then. I mean, but the thing is, you have to go back to why are you together? You have to commit to unconditional devotion.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it is. Once you do that, and Danelia and I, just to skip off beat just a wee bit, we have a rule. We can't go to bed mad at each
That's
other.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Of course, he's the one doing the apologising.
Yes, of course. Oh, we know that.
That's how we set things
we all know that.
Well, you know, this time went so quickly.
You're
Burton.
kidding.
Oh, we're out already.
Wow.
We're out of time, have to wrap it up. Burton Richardson's words of wisdom with regards to keys to networking to success can be found on Newman Consulting Services webpage, newmanconsultingservices.com, and landing page danelia.org. Thank you to you, our viewers and listeners, for tuning in. Thanks to our broadcast engineer, Zuri Bender, our floor manager, Robert McLean, and to Jay Vittel, our executive producer, I will get it right, producer, who puts it all together. Thank you, Burton, for joining us today and sharing your insights to success.
Thank you for everything you've done
All
for
right.
us.
You're
Think
Thank
Tech
you.
Keys to Success. We'll be back Thursday at 11 a.m. We ask that you tune in again and ask your friends and family to do so as well.
My name is Danelia, Danelia.
And I'm the other half of the duo, John Newman. And leaving you today, we'd like to leave you with a quote from Walt Disney, which says, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." Thank you all.
Aloha.
Aloha, everyone.